Drink packages are one of the biggest upsells in the cruising industry, and the way cruise lines market them as if they're essential, that you would be basically irresponsible if you didn't buy it. The reality of it all is most people lose money on the deal. Or where, like on my first cruise, I was stressing out the whole time trying to break even. So today I'm going to break it down for you so we can figure out if you actually need one and why many cruisers regret buying it. My name is Shane with MapBound, and are you team drink package or are you pay as you go? Let us know and why in the comments below. So now, why does cruise lines push them so hard? Well, that's because of predictable revenue. Cruise lines like prepaid spending because it's almost guaranteed instant profit. And the cruise lines know that most cruisers drink less on board than they think they will. A lot of this is because people are getting excited about the vacation. They also plan on doing more drinking than they normally do during the day. In all actuality, they end up drinking not as much as what they thought they would. But for a lot of people, unlimited feels safe, especially people who fear having a surprise bill at the end of their cruise. There's a lot of different reasons why people will buy drink packages. Keep in mind that drink packages aren't designed around your habit. Cruise lines design it around people's average underconsumption. So the cruise lines price drink packages kind of like a casino does slots. Slots are designed to make sure the house wins more and makes a profit. Same goes with the beverage package. What people think they're buying into is something where they can drink whenever they want. Also, the idea of already having it paid for, not having to budget for your drinks, is another stress that a lot of people like to do without. And let's face it, being able to get a drink without having to pay at the bar feels luxurious. And a lot of people think that you save money automatically. But a lot of things that I didn't know when I first started cruising is a lot of cruise lines will have a daily limit regardless if you have an unlimited package. So for instance, MSC and Carnival have a 15 limit per day drink. To me, that still feels unlimited because drinking 15 drinks in one day is actually really hard to do. And don't get me wrong, I could do it, but would you want to be the person you are on a cruise ship after 15 drinks? No. The other thing I didn't know about until at my first cruise was that every single person in your cabin who's of age has to buy the drink package too as well. Not everybody I cruise with are big drinkers, so that's one of my big decision factors before I buy a drink package is who am I going to be with? Because if it's a light drinker, I'm not going to expect them to pay money for a cruise package. But I have to say I had a blast on that cruise just like I did with one with the drink package. And another thing to keep in mind too is there are going to be a lot of port days on your cruise. A lot of times on port days, the drink package does not go with you. But keep in mind that's not always the case, especially in the private islands that a lot of cruise ships have. The drink package will work on their island. When people think of the drink package, a lot of people think that they're going to be sitting by the pool, drinking, relaxing all day. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But for the people who want to do more than that, cruises have a lot more to do. I mean, you want to explore the ship. They got a whole bunch of shows, dinners, you got port days. Now, I made a list with some of the most popular cruise lines, and it tells you their average drink price per day for spirits, wine, beer. It also includes their average cost for a 7-day drink package, and it'll tell you what their drink limit is for the day. I also included the spreadsheet what other things cost, like a can of soda, bottled water. A lot of times they're included in your drink package. Another thing that I thought was really important because it can also increase the cost of your drink package is gratuities already included in the drink package. This varies. Most cruise lines, I would say no to that. It's not included, but there are some that do include it. For instance, MSC and Virgin include the gratuity in their drink packages, but that's going to also be in the spreadsheet. If you'd like to download the drink package spreadsheet for free, just comment below drinks. It's as easy as that, and then I'll send you your free copy. All right, so let's do the math. Let's just put, since the average price is usually between $9 and $12, let's go ahead and just do one for $10. $10 times 7 drinks is $70. But then you also have to keep in mind, the drink package also pays for bottled water, canned sodas, coffees, smoothies. So on a cruise, I generally get about 4 bottled waters a day, we'll say at $3. And I get about 2 cans of Diet Coke a day at $4 a pop. So that equals to $90. Right now, MSC's drink price is $630. You divide that by the 7 days, that equals $90. That is the break-even point. Are you going to drink less than that, or are you going to drink more than that? So if you want to break even according to this example, you need to drink 7 drinks a day, alcohol drinks a day, and then of course get 4 bottles of water and 2 sodas to break even. One thing I never do is I never buy the drink package the same day that I put the deposit down on the cruise. What I like to do is I like to wait to see if they do any discounts on the package before I do so. Right now, MSC does have a 35% off discount, so it does show that it's $409.50 per adult right right now. When it comes to the drink package, make sure you remember also included is a lot of non-alcoholic beverages. Not all of them, but most of them. Also keep in mind that on port days, you're only going to be on the ship maybe half a day. Now your embarkation day is going to be like a half day, and then your disembarkation day just doesn't even exist. And a lot of times with all the activities on board, as well as the excursions, port days, so a lot of times you're going to find out that you're too tired to drink as much as you thought you would. With a drink package, you need to drink consistently in order to make it worth your while, and not just 1 or 2 party nights. Also keep in mind, if you're not normally a heavy drinker when you're not on vacation, you may end up finding that you're just chasing drinks instead of actually relaxing, to be sure you get your money's worth. I do have to say, I definitely fell into that trap on my first cruise because I was literally making sure I was at the bar every day, making sure I got those drinks. When it comes to saving money, I try my best to make sure I get my money's worth. Now, some of the other hidden downsides to the drink package is sometimes people just drink only because they paid for it. This in turn makes your vacation feel more like you're on a quota. And if you plan on drinking more on the cruise instead of what you typically drink during the day, the consequences might be different too because you're not used to that much alcohol. Now, my last 2 videos, I did talk about a little more about pacing and how booking the right cruise ship to the pace of vacation that you like. I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to watch them. Another downside is it does change a little bit of the pacing of the schedule of your cruise, because a lot of times you're going to be like, okay, let's make sure we get there 20 minutes early so we can go to the bar and get a drink first. If you do that every single time, I mean, that's could be another hour, 2 hours where you're just waiting in line to get a drink. And it can also reduce your variety on the cruise. A lot of times people end up skipping ports because they don't want to spend any more money. It's already paid for on the cruise. And another factor is if you're a heavy drinker, but you're with a not so heavy drinker, more than likely, if you're in the same room, you both have to buy the drink package, regardless if the other person is a light drinker or not. In turn, you more than likely will lose money. Packages are meant to reduce stress, but sometimes they can actually make it more stressful. I have actually cruised with drink packages, and I've also cruised without drink packages. Again, it just depends on who I'm going with and the type of crowd. Good candidates would be if somebody is a consistent daily drinker, where you say they have a drink at lunch and drink at dinner, or maybe they always get drinks by the pool on every sea day. Which, if you're a sea day focused cruiser, then yeah, since the ship is your destination, then yeah, more than likely you will get your money's worth from a drink package. And then a lot of times the luxury mindset travelers, they value convenience over saving. And of course, if you're celebrating a bachelorette party or bachelor party, anniversary, birthday celebrations, these all usually involve more drinking, and you should probably get the drink package. There are definitely alternatives to the drink package. One would be just pay as you go. This would leave it into your control on how much money you spend. Another thing a lot of cruise lines do, they will allow you to bring, say, 1 bottle of wine or a 12-pack of soda or a 12-pack of bottled water. This isn't the case with all cruise lines, so definitely double check your cruise line first. But I know on Carnival, for instance, I brought wine and I saw a whole bunch of people bringing 12 packs of soda. And that's per person. Like, everybody in my party had a bottle of wine with them. MSC, for instance, though, they don't allow any of it. You can't bring any beverage pack on board. So definitely check with your cruise line on whether or not that's allowed. They also have drink packages that are just solely for non-alcoholic beverages. A lot of times they also may have a coffee package too, if that's what you're really worried about, is you can't just do drip coffee. You need a real good strong coffee in the morning. It all depends on the cruise line, on what other packages they have, but generally those are the ones that a lot of cruise lines do have. Or you can occasionally share a bottle of wine at dinner. Remember that at the buffet there are multiple beverage bay areas that are included in the fare of the cruise. It includes filtered water, drip coffee, you got hot tea, iced tea, lemonade, most breakfast juices, and milk. Just keep in mind, cruises are flexible and you don't have to prepay for everything, but they're not always necessarily for everyone. Some cruisers would spend less if they just bought drinks like they normally would when they're not on vacation. The goal in the cruise really should be more freedom and not having to worry about said drink quotas. My name is Shane with MapBound. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Facebook. Check out my recommended cruise products. Also, don't forget my website, mapboundtravel.com. See you on the next one, and remember, travel is life.